I'm Damien from Platform 9. Today we're diving into multi-tenancy and identity in Private Cloud Director as part of the 0 to 60 series. We'll explore multi-tenancy concepts with examples, and we'll look at how an external identity service would map to those concepts to provide role-based access. By the end of this video, you'll understand how these work together to manage users, resources, and access in a multi-tenant private cloud environment. So let's get started. First up, we have domains. A domain is a high-level container that organizes users, groups, and tenants. Think of it as an administrative boundary. Each domain has its own namespace, meaning names can repeat across different domains without conflict. A domain administrator can manage users and tenants within their domain, but won't have access to other domains unless explicitly assigned roles. Regions divide a private cloud director deployment into separate geographical or functional areas. Each region has its own set of compute, storage, and networking services, but shares the same identity service. Tenants are, essentially, a container for cloud resources like virtual machines, networks, and storage volumes. Every resource in Private Cloud Director belongs to a tenant. In this first example, Global Co. is a global corporation with businesses that operate separately. They use domains to separate their businesses while still providing all of the access and resources their business requires. Building on that example, Global Co. creates multiple regions that represent data center locations in different parts of the world. This way, users in each geographical area can access services closer to them for better performance, while still being part of the same overall private cloud. Within each region, they might have multiple tenants: Dev, QA, and DevOps. This separation helps organize resources and control access. That access control is managed through roles assigned to users or groups within a tenant. For instance, a developer might have permission to launch VMs in the Dev tenant, but not in DevOps, as that runs production workloads. Private Cloud Director supports many enterprise single sign-on providers that offer SAML 2.0 identity integration. In this example, we have 3 organizational groups: Dev, QA, and DevOps. Each organizational group has access to their matching tenant, and users in those groups have differing access levels. Dev and QA groups have self-service access, while the DevOps group has administrative access to all tenants. Now let's switch over to Private Cloud Director to see what this access looks like. I log into the DevOps user, which should have administrative access to all tenants it's been assigned to. As an administrator, this user can see the underlying cluster hosts, the virtual machines in that tenant, and all virtual machines from all assigned tenants. At the top right, we can see the switcher for both the assigned regions and tenants. If I jump over to the Users tab, I can see what these role assignments look like. First, the DevOps user. We see that they are set as an administrator for the DevOps, QA, Dev, and Demo tenants. Likewise, the Dev user is set as self-service in the Dev tenant, and the QA user is set as self-service in the QA tenant. Now I will log out of the DevOps user and into the Dev user. We can see the tenant's infrastructure quota and usage, the virtual machines that belong to that user, and that there are no other virtual machines in that tenant. In the top right switcher, we can see the regions and tenants that are available to this user. Logging out of that user and into the QA user, we see a higher tenant quota, the tenant virtual machines, and the region and tenant switcher for the assigned tenants. And that's how domains, regions, and tenants are used to organize cloud resources. These concepts make Private Cloud Director incredibly flexible for managing multi-tenant environments securely and efficiently. Thank you.